Yo, Still Mills, what's the deal, man? I'm back. I just left the store. I'm about to head to the crib. I should stop and get gas right now, but I just do not feel like doing it. I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna cook, fold my clothes, eat, watch a movie while I eat, and go the fuck to sleep. I'm tired, man. My little man ain't let me get good rest these past couple of days, so I'm ready to get into bed. But before I do that, I gotta go home and do what I do. But peep game, I want to talk about something, right? And that is the Bam versus Vargas fight. Man, listen, man. Bam was able to step on that dude in 5 rounds, 6 rounds. So it was a really, really, really good win, man. It was a statement win. When people move up and they display a certain level of punching power, they'll still be holding to their punching power. That's something that I salute, and that's something that I commend. And when they're doing it, they're doing it against bigger people, so that you're gonna have to hit these dudes a little bit harder than the cats that you're accustomed to hitting, because naturally they're bigger men. Motherfuckers think them 4-pound jumps in weight is insignificant, but it's not. Because if it was insignificant, as y'all like to believe that it is, we'd have a lot more like 4 and 5 weight world champions in those lower divisions. We'll have a whole hell of a lot more. We'll have more than one 3-time, more than one 2-time undisputed world champion, or 2 division world champion. So you got to take people's frames into consideration, man. I'm 2 and change right now. I'm 2 and change. At my apex, I'm a solid 200 pounds. So I'll be able to hold a shot a little bit better than someone whose anatomy isn't a lot more, isn't as dense as my own. I think people are real, that's what I'm looking for. People are real dismissive and unfair to the fighters in the smaller divisions, because nobody wants to be that size. Every man wants to be 6 foot plus. Every man wants to be 2 and change, 600 plus. That's just not how the Creator created a lot. The majority of men, 6 footers they're not a rarity, because it's more than enough of them to go around. But it's not the average height for a reason, unless you over there in Sudan or something. People in these Spanish speaking nations in Asia, a lot of they produce a lot of smaller men. And that's just how it is. I'm not no big man my damn self. I'm 5'8". I'm not tall or nothing like that, but I got build to me. So a fight. Did you grab the damn? God damn it, boy! This dude. No, you can't have that, man. So a dude, a 5'5", 115-pound man is gonna wear a shot. He's gonna wear a shot from a bigger man, a lot, a 118-pound man, a little bit more so than I will. And that's not me saying that I'll whoop him neither, because I can't fuck with no Bam or nothing like that. I'm putting shit in putting shit in the context, into its proper context. How y'all really need to start respecting just smaller men. You have to respect those divisions, man, because one thing they do have, they have a certain level of athleticism attached to them that a big man don't have. They throw more punches. They may not produce the most power, but they produce a lot more exciting fights, because they're consistently letting their hands go. But I say all that to say this, man. Bam looked good in there. He looked good in there. He looked good in there, man. His angles were on point as usual, and he was able to do them consistently. Now granted, the fight only went 6 rounds, so we didn't have a really opportunity to see where his gas tank, if that shit would wear on his gas tank and his legs would go from him. But he did it consistently. You honking at me? He did it consistently. And up into I didn't see his gas. I didn't see his gas tank suffer, and I didn't see his gas tank suffer from it. But the one thing that Vargas was doing early on in the fight was he was pivoting out with him, man, and just when Bam would spin, he'd spin and he'd protect himself well. His guard was tight enough to where Bam wouldn't even be able to put a shot in the blind spot off the angle. He wasn't able to do it. So dude displayed good defense, and it was the volume that was bothering him as well. Oh man, on top of the the size and everything. It was the volume, it was the size, and it was the combination punching. He was putting a lot of punches together. Vargas kept, he kept his hand at home. Oh my God, man. Please be all right. Please be all right. Fuck, man. But, please be all right, man. Someone is laid out on the ground over here on the car. It's a car crash up here on 72nd and, like 72nd and Grover, man. I hope that lady is all right. She's laid out on the ground. But, he wasn't able to, he was, the volume and the size and everything was really forcing Bam to have to go into overdrive. And it took him a minute to find that shot. And, well, not, I don't want to say a minute because, 6 rounds is, 6 rounds is a pretty quick fight. That's not even a halfway point through the fight. He was able to find the kill shot. But, it just took, he was losing that fight too. He was losing that fight. He was losing that fight, and it's not like Vargas isn't. He's a champion, or he was a champion, but he's not one of them. He's not one of them ones. He's just not. He's not. But nonetheless, I mean, when you jump up, you're gonna struggle. You got to get acclimated to the weight. You got to get acclimated to the punching power and the fighters in that division. So, kudos to him on doing that, man. I didn't see. I saw. Only thing I saw with Bam was that he's getting hit a whole hell of a lot more, and the size did play a significant factor in that fight. That's what I'm seeing from Bam. Which brings me to the conclusion of y'all need to quit putting this man in the scope of a Naoya Inoue. He is not beating Inoue. No. He is not beating Inoue. Bam is a fighter who needs to be at a certain range for him to have the level of success that he has, which is right there in the pocket with you. He needs to be right in your chest, right in your wheelhouse, consistently spinning you, consistently pivoting. That is his game, and it's a beautiful thing. He's a good counterpuncher, but he needs to be in your chest for him to have that level of success. And the amount of times he was getting hit, the volume punching and the power was clearly, it was bothering him. It was bothering him. When you look at someone like Inoue doesn't need to. Inoue is a dude who likes to dart in and out of the pocket. So you tell me what's better. If I need to be close to you to have the level of success that I'm accustomed to having, how is that somehow better than someone who can dart in and out and neutralize your angles? Because I can still keep you at the mercy of my straight shots. And when he starts putting punches together, he's a significantly harder puncher than Vargas. A significantly harder puncher. And we're watching a dude who's, letting go of 6 and 7 punch combinations. And he's displaying good defense. His guard is tight. And he's not allowing you to cut those angles. He's not allowing you. Oh, no, it's not that he's not allowing you to, but he's not allowing you to have success off of those angles. 6 rounds, I know it's still a fast fight, but it's real unsettling when I'm looking at someone who isn't of the ilk and the caliber of an Inoue protect himself in certain situations where fighters like Kafu and Puma Martinez couldn't. They couldn't protect themselves. They had and they looked like they was lost in there. There was a mouse in the maze the minute Bam would close distance and cut those angles. You're not going to have that same level of success with Monster. You're not going to have that same level of success. Because the minute Monster start showing signs to Monster that you're having success with these angles, he's going to dart in and out of the pocket. He's not going to allow you to get close to him. And that is where Bam needs to be. That's his sweet spot. Right there in the pocket. You're not going to get that with Monster. And I'm going to be real. I don't think you get that with Junto neither. I'm almost willing to say that Junto beats Bam. Because Junto is way taller than y'all. And his straight shots are good. Now, granted, he has a devilish uppercut that he likes to land. But he can also work behind his straight shots, and he can take half steps back. He can punch on the go. So I'm not so sure. Like let's see how you do with Takuma. Let's see how you do with Takuma. And Takuma's a damn good acid test for him as well. But I think this putting you in the scope of a Naoya Inoue, I really think that's problematic, and I don't think it's necessary because you don't need Inoue. You don't need that. I get it. that money, it's hard to turn that down. But I mean, you may not. Who's to say that you come back out of that fight victorious and you're able to go on and have a more successful career? Inoue is damaging shit, bro. Inoue is damaging shit. Damaging at 122. Let's pump the brakes on putting him in there with Inoue. I don't like it. I don't think it's necessary. Would I watch the fight? Hell the fuck yeah, I would. But I think it's not a necessity. If you in it for legacy, then you could potentially just simply take your ass over there and build your fan base over there. Take your ass over there. Really let the people over there in Japan and Asia get familiar with you. Do that, or just let Eddie keep promoting you the way that he promotes you. Go over there. Just build your fan base up everywhere, man. Don't just be so prone to fighting here in America. Fight wherever the show is at. And really get, just put Junto Nakatani in the scope. Like, yeah, I'm coming to see you too. Because Junto's going to be here long after Inoue retires. He's younger than Inoue. So just because you can't get to Inoue, that doesn't mean just that money is going to run out, man. Junto made a real good name for himself. I think that's where you need to be focused on, man. I'm not advocating that you go in there and you fight no fucking Naoya Inoue. Because I just think that shit is going to be a nightmare for you. Because you're not going to be able to close distance like that on Inoue. And if the moment you do start to have success, he's going to adjust. He's going to adjust. He's going to find them fucking, them holes in between the guard. He's going to start putting punches together. Well, I mean, he's not no volume puncher the way that Vargas is, but he's punching with a lot more authority. So even when the shots that you're going to catch on the glove, you're going to feel them holes. You're going to feel them. And he's going to score. He's going to score. He's going to find you. So I don't think that you should be focused on Inoue right now, man. I think your career is it's a good trajectory with your career. You're already you're what 3 division champion, already pound for pound. You don't need Inoue. You don't need to run a risk, putting you don't need to risk bodily harm of that magnitude, man. Because I just see it being doom and gloom for you if you go up there and you fight Inoue. That's just how I feel about it. But nonetheless, you look sharp in there, man. You got hit a little bit more, but that comes with the territory. You moving up. You got hit more. You got hit harder. You lost some rounds, but you made sure that you put you put a statement on. You had to you got to make the adjustments. It's understandable, man. But stay the fuck away from Monster, please, and please stay away from Monster, because that is going to go bad if you go in there and you fight Inoue. That is going to go real bad. But you look good in there. The angles are still there. I didn't see it wear on you. I didn't see it didn't seem as if you couldn't carry the weight well. It's looking like you carrying the weight well, and your power translated up there. The power translated up there as well. So get acclimated to that division a little bit more. Get accustomed to getting punched on by bigger dudes, and then potentially ascend up. Or unify. Well, at least let's get one unification match in before you jump up. But I just don't think you should be fighting no fucking Inoue. And that's how I'm feeling about it, man. I'm finna go in here and cook and relax and kick my feet up for the rest of the day. I'll get with y'all later, yo. Y'all stay righteous. Doses.